do it all because I feel better than if I relaxed or decompressed, quote unquote, but then I'm still behind in like a bunch of stuff that I knew I should have been doing. For me, what I've been really trying to help myself try to think of it as is I just almost ask myself, can I find a relaxation or decompressing in spending time with God, or maybe watching like a show that I know is like biblically lined up in that moment? Like, can I kind of kill two birds with one stone? Like, if God doesn't want me to do that, please let me know. But like, I almost feel like that's the only way. Like, can I find that relaxation and decompressing in reading something or trying to pray or, you know, reading the word or watching a good biblically lined up show, so that I check that off the box, and then I also got to spend time with God, and then I can just continue on to these other things that I need to be doing.
I started watching that House of David, and it is
the House
good.
of David's fire.
I just started watching.
The
I got
House
episode
of David,
1.
yeah.
It's got me
I think
already.
it rivals The Chosen. I've seen a little, almost like a podcast style thing where all those guys are in on it together.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're like kind of like helping each other do
That's
it.
awesome.
And they swear that like it's a new revolution in Christian entertainment coming, and they want to do it. You want to know the question that they talked about the whole time? Because what's the number one? It's funny. You'll have we talked about, you know, Christians stabbing each other. You'll have the regular people that just, it's a dumb Bible story, I'm not going to watch it. But you know that Christians rock The Chosen and all that stuff, right? Why?
Yeah.
Why do they rock it? Do you know?
I have no idea, actually.
I hear it all the time. It's not biblically correct. So because they use some imagination and kind of like
to tell the
made
story,
their own like assumptions between it, which I think some of the assumptions are genius.
Yeah.
Common sense would tell you that may or may not be exactly what happened, but the whole lead up and the entire story, the whole thing is exactly like is in the Bible, or even like an instance where Jesus only said a few lines. Like he probably said a little more than that. So when they fill in the personality and stuff like that, I think it's genius.
He's got so much humor.
And
like
it makes
Jesus,
for like a phenomenal show. But that's what they addressed, is because that's like most people's number one knock at it. And so like, you know, the House of David, obviously there was some of it that was, you know, their best assumption as to what, or they like weave it like a show. I think that's super cool, man. Because what are we going to say? Oh, it's not biblically lined up, so I'm going to watch some other trash show. Like I'd rather have them put some imagination in the story, draw me in. Yeah, exactly. Draw me into it like a series, like where you can't wait for the next episode, but it's like biblically lined up and it's really the story. And it's probably a pretty good guess at most of the stuff. But yeah, the House of David, when I watched that, I was like, this is awesome, man.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that, because if I went to the movies and saw it with Mike and Cam, you know, way back the Last Supper, not the Chosen one, it was a different one.
Oh, a different Last Supper. I know like, you said that one was odd.
Yeah, it showed the devil like a creature. I mean, it was just, but it was kind of made me feel some things, you know. But I put it in one of our feeds, and the first, is it biblical? Like, it was like, and I was like, I just said it was interesting to watch. Like, I didn't testify that it was by, you know. Like, but I was like, I'm not making any more suggestions for movies in that feed anymore, you know. So I was like, good gracious.
Oh man. And you know what? But you know what that stuff does? It actually sparks my interest, and it helps me to go back into it. So one of my brothers that's leading the Bible study, he's the one that he's like, did you know there was more giants than just Goliath? And I was like, I've done read first and second Samuel many, many times. And he's one of the guys. And I was like, no, it's like, where's that at? He's like, if you read it for yourself, you'll find out. And I'm like,
I had never heard somebody tell me that. Bonnie said that to me actually the first time. She's like, if you didn't really understand what Justin said in a message, go read it for yourself. And I was like, dang, okay.
100%. It's what you should do with any message. But after I saw Goliath's family on there, and then also, you know, on the show, and then it sparked me to go back into the whole thing, and eventually I come up on another, I can't quote it right to you now, but it's in there, in another section where there was giants in the land, and there was something else going on besides just Goliath. It was you know, interesting to me. But it just, I don't know, kind of, it helps me to dig deeper, because even on The Chosen, I know they're going by John for a majority of that, and they do something, and I'm like, was that in there? And then I'll go back, and I'm like, son of a gun, I read that 26 times, and that little detail was in there, and they picked up on it and put it on the show. I don't know. I think that stuff is cool. So I say, kudos to them for using their imagination and, putting some good entertainment up there that draws you in. Because I don't know how long you've seen Christian entertainment for. So my grandma or my mom used to, listen to Christian music or Christian movies like 20 years ago. I'm like, Grandma, this sucks. I love you. But this is, you know what I'm saying?
It's like torture.
Yeah, it would be like the $20 budget for the movie. It would just be trash, or the music would be so goofy, man. And now, like, they make music. There's rap. There's Christian metal. Like, I don't know, some people may not like or whatever out there, but it's cool because I like to listen to some hard rock sometimes, and when he's yelling, but he's talking about Christian stuff, I think it's pretty cool, man. So the fact that they can, like, use any genre, and Chosen, like, and the House of Day, they really went all into, like, hey, let's make some high budget stuff that, like, is good quality with good actors, and like, let's put on a production that people are going to watch over and over again. Me and Bonnie have rewatched the seasons again and again. It's really good, man.
And my kids, even the teenagers are interested. We talked last episode about them wearing my HOJ shirts. Like,
that's impressive, man.
And one of Coral's friends was like, hey, for my birthday, I want one. So, I mean, it's a topic of conversation.
That's cool.
My kids go to church camp. I love that, and they're like, oh, what church camp do you go to? Who thought that teenagers ask each other, what church camp do you go to? It's usually what basketball camp or what.
No.
So I love it. You know?
You got, like, there's a group that they would, like, oh, you're a Christian, oh, you're a little pansy boy, they would make fun of you, man. So I never talked about none of that stuff because I didn't want to get made fun of, myself. And it's like, it's different culture now, man, and it's like more open to that. It's pretty impressive, actually.
You got your Forrest Frank,
Yeah,
yeah. Kristen with her 87 videos, yes. So, I mean, and it's just, I feel like it's just easier to talk about today. With our kids too.
But so I guess the point to that is, I mean, every person has to decide for themselves what that time is. Some people do need more time to decompress or time to, but then, like, can it become a problem? Of course, I've seen people watch way too much TV and spend way too many hours on a device. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
It turns into something, and then and you can hide behind that. I'm just relaxing because I had a rough day. But are we relaxing 5-6 hours a day? Like,
and are we doing it to avoid what we need to be doing, or what would make maybe someone else's life a little easier, or are we doing it because there is a problem that we don't want to address, because it does happen that way. I mean, last week, I'll be honest, I let the dishes sit there for almost 7 days. I wasn't doing it because I felt alone in it. But I felt that my time was better spent elsewhere, when if I'd just done the dishes, I wouldn't have complained about them for a week.
Must have been something in the moon, because I left some dishes there for a while too, until Bonnie finally did them. Got them.
It didn't happen in my house. He offered, though.
Hey. It's a start.
But I was already mad, so I was like, I got it. I need to learn to say, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But right now.
Yeah.
We'll
do them together. No. Yes. So, but
so each person, I guess, just close that part up, that each person needs to decide, what is the best investment of their time. And I think if you can try to, like I just said, that's kind of what I've been really trying to do. Kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Or is the gym for you time with God, or do you use that?
When we're all texting and people are in, you know what I'm saying, and there's a bunch of different stuff, then my mind goes away from it. But 100%, the gym is like my time. Like, if that's one thing that I do, it definitely is like.
So I switch something up at the gym. I usually, because the iPhone, I've gone to the dark side. The iPhone is my favorite, finally.
Yay.
I know. So I would usually use this for my music, but I have my Android, my personal phone. I started locking the iPhone in the locker. And what I used to end up being at the gym for an hour and a half, because I'd spend 45 minutes on the phone answering every call because it would come over this. I now hook it up to my Android, which nobody calls. So I can wait 45 minutes. I mean, if there's a fire somewhere, they know to reach me on the other number. So, I've started doing that, and that's helped me really zone in on committing to the gym. And is there really anything other than my children that can't wait 45 minutes?
Yep.
You know, so.
And it's a temptation when it's there. You pull it up.
Oh, yeah.
Alert just went off right there.
Or you hear me read for like when it reads out my text message, blah, 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 you know, to you over the.
I know when you're like, I saw because you'll be talking and then you trail off for a second. And I know, and you're like, hey, yeah, and then da da da. And I know what you were doing.
Your wife, when I do that to her, she's like, I'll call you back later. She knows I'm doing something else.
Oh, man.
She calls me, I'll just talk to you later. And I'm like,
But yeah, you got to decide what the best use of time is. And I think if we all look at some things, we can see that, you know, we're like that line said in that last paragraph, foolishly spending your time in sinful or wasteful pursuits can cost you and others dearly. I like that next part, like the very last paragraph on there where it went into, you know, often it's not evil pursuits that rob your time. Rather, the temptation is to sacrifice what is best for what is good. So I like E.T., Eric Thomas. I don't know if you listen to motivational speakers or not.
do.
So he's been he's like the OG dude. Like he is. You've never heard of him?
I've never listened to it.
So he's fire, man. Like he's not. He's not
for the weak.
You're gonna like him. Everyone may not because he's gonna yell at you the whole time.
That's what I want. Like,
you. So
you're gonna be like, oh.
So he's always been a John Maxwell style. Like you know that he's a believer, but he didn't like maybe scream that at the top of every single piece of content that he made. But now that he's like established him, multi-million speaker, doctor, all that stuff. Now it's interesting. He does like APOC ministry. So I think he was already involved with this church, but he's the speaker. It seems like high on Jesus. He's a speaker like 2 or 3 weeks out of the month.
Okay.
And when he goes off and just his Bible messages, stop it, man. So you got to look at the APOC ministry channel too. Just fire, man. But he would used to do, thank God it's Monday. I don't know if you ever seen any of those. So this is like his old series that he used to do, but that was his claim to fame, man. He was in the right spot at the right time. All those guys like Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins, they were charging for all their material. He started dropping it on YouTube, and he was like the OG, like started that motivational takeoff. And so he would do series of videos, thank God it's Monday, because most people hate Mondays. Right. And one of the series, I've listened to it like 30 times, man, because it was so good and it would hit me. It was, he would say, like, you got to leave good for best. You're gonna have to say no to some things in order to step into something better, and it's gonna hurt. Like it's gonna be some opportunities that you're gonna pass up, and maybe even ask yourself, like, why did I even walk away from that, man? That maybe could have been something. There's gonna be some times where like it's gonna take way more of your time up, and you're gonna lose some friends over it because they're not gonna understand why you're not out there beck and call to answer every call and text message. On and on with examples, but basically, like, at what point are you just stuck doing things that you think are good, but they're really not? You're just spending so much time doing the good that it's robbing you of pursuing your best or what God's best is for you. And man, that's always stabbed me, because I can see myself so much in that. And like we spend all our time like doing all this stuff to even keep this functioning or whatever it is in so many different areas. And sometimes I have to ask myself, like, am I making this wise choice with my investment of my time into all this, or was there something that like I didn't hear from God because I got so busy, or there was just something else that I was supposed to do that it would have been so much better than what I thought, right? Or maybe we're pursuing something and it seems like we're making progress and hitting some goals, but then how like horrible would that be to get to the end and be like, yeah, that was pretty good, but here's where I was trying to take you to, and you be like, oh no, God, I missed that one. So I want to take a minute here and give a huge shout out to our business sponsors, Automatic Bail Bonds. We bail your tail out of jail with a quickness. A big shout out to them for being a huge supporter of what we do here. If you, your loved one, anyone, we don't wish it on you, but if someone you know does go to jail, Autumn and her team, they actually care about the people that they help to bail out. So please use them. They're a huge asset in this community. Journey to Greatness Sober Living homes, preparing you for your new journey of life and beyond. They have a multiple men's and women's homes in Manatee County. And so if you're looking for a sober living house, or maybe your loved one, someone that you know, get in contact with them. All the links are below in our comments, guys. Also, Florida Elite Monitoring. They do ankle monitors and also alcohol level tracking with confidence. So maybe they're court-ordered to get an ankle monitor, or maybe they voluntarily want to be able to show the judge, hey, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing anything like that. They have all kinds of neat ways that they can help you out with some things. And then Dump Dynasty. You give them a call, they will pull up the trailer to your house. You can clean out your garage, remodel, whatever it is, fill that dumpster up, and then they take it away for you. No hassle on your end. So those are 4 different business sponsors and just businesses in the community that care and they want to make a difference.